Hello my Wolfpack and welcome back to another video of our LDL Gigantamax League Week 9. This is the last week of the main season and I can tell you, I am nervous. Not only are we battling top seed, this match matters if we get to playoffs. Now it does depend, basically the top 2 and the bottom 3 I think are locked in. But then the middle 7, basically, all have a chance to get into playoffs. So one of us won't get into playoffs and the rest of us will. And I'm in a kind of middling position, so I am very nervous. In fact, there might, now that I think about it, I might be guaranteed, but I don't know. So we will see if we're into playoffs. If I win this match, I'm 100% playoffs. If you see another match next week, in fact, I might be able to tell you when we do the match, whether I'm going to be in playoffs or not. But yeah, we are going to have a go at this. This week we're battling Spartan, who has Single Striker Shifu, which is a very scary mon. Tapu Lele, again a problematic Pokemon. Ferrothorn, which is just bulk. Gengar, which is kind of terrifying. It's fast and it's destructive. I really want to try and use Gengar. Blastoise, which Shell Smashes. Dragonite, which is just a big dragon. Also has, is it Multiscale? Multiscale is its ability that allows it to half the damage of moves. Rhyperior, which is a really good weakness policy Pokemon. Also an Assault Vest Pokemon. Bulky. Blissey, which is bulk. Jolteon, which is fast and destructive. Magmortar, which is kind of middling for this team, and same with Lurantis, but oh my goodness, most of this team is absolutely terrifying. Absolutely incredibly scary. Now, I'm battling Spartan this week. I don't know, they do have links. There will be links down in the description below if you want to go check them out. But yeah, I'm really nervous. And my team, I'm not sure if my team is that good against this team, but I've done what I can. So first of all, we have got Alola Ninetales. Now Alola Ninetales, I immediately saw kind of works in this team. A Shifu Single Strike, obviously a Moonblast can really hit that. I'm designed to outspeed the Shifu with obviously using my Moonblast. That should take it out, no questions asked. Tapu Lele is a big problem, so I get out of Tapu Lele. Ferrothorn again is a big problem, so I move. But Freeze Dry, you know, can do a little bit. Gengar is another problem that I don't want to stand against. Blastoise, I can sit there and Freeze Dry. I can definitely sit there and Freeze Dry. I think it does get Flash Cannon though, so that is potentially a problem. Dragonite, this is probably my best option. Like, I have Freeze Dry, I have Ice Shard on here for the Dragonite. Ice Shard, because Dragonite might live one hit from Freeze Dry, but it will not live a hit from the Ice Shard as well. Rhyperior, you know, Rock type is damaging me, but Freeze Dry is also pretty solid against the Rhyperior. Blissey, I do not stay in against this thing. I don't stay in against Blissey at all. Jolteon, you know, I have got relatively high special defense, and if I've got Aurora Veil set up, it could be okay. But we'll see kind of what happens in that respect. Magmortar I switch out, I just have nothing that covers the Magmortar at all. And Lurantis, I just Freeze Dry. I could have gone for Blizzard, but I thought Freeze Dry works really for the Blastoise as well. And that was the option that I really needed it for. So, light play this week, Aurora Veil. If I can set up that Aurora Veil, things like Cloyster can come in and Shell Smash and do a lot of damage. We've got Darmanitan, which will take a lot less damage from things, so we can just come in and start sweeping, especially if it's kind of mid to late game. And even the Shifu can come in and just start wrecking house without having to worry, particularly about the Tapu Lele or the Ferrothorn coming in and causing some problems. So that is Alola Ninetales. I've got lots of special defense investment this week. That's to allow me to live a couple of special attacks. Things like Blastoise I potentially have a problem with. Jolteon obviously could be problematic. Tapu Lele as well. If the Tapu Lele specs, it can more or less take me out in one hit. So that's why I want to get the Aurora Veil set up quite urgently. But I will obviously work my way through all of these. Next up, we've got Darmanitan. Darmanitan is Scarfed yet again. I think I've Scarfed it 9 weeks in a row, but it just works so well as a Scarf Pokemon, and honestly, I wouldn't change it. Like, it could be banned, but Scarf or ban Darmanitan is just destructive. Flare Blitz, because realistically, it just bops almost everything. It hits the Urshifu pretty hard. I think it takes out the Tapu Lele. Ferrothorn dies to it. Gengar will die to an Earthquake. Blastoise is a problem. A U-turn out on that thing, as long as it's not Shell Smash. Dragonite, realistically, I go for Rock Slide. I think two Rock Slides will probably kill it. Rhyperior, I go for Earthquake, but I ideally don't want to stay in against that thing. Blissey is a Flare Blitz or even an Earthquake. Blissey has really low defense, so it can go down a lot easier with just one strong attack. Jolteon, Earthquake, and I should be outspeeding the Jolteon. That's what I've put my speed as to outspeed. Magmortar will be Earthquake, and Lurantis will be Flare Blitz. So realistically, lots of good coverage. The only mon that really scares out, well, actually there's two mons that scare Darmanitan, and that is going to be Rhyperior and Blastoise. Realistically, the rest of the team is not super scary. I mean, Dragonite with Earthquake is kind of scary, but the rest of the team shouldn't be too problematic for me. So Darmanitan definitely going to be a really, really important one. I need to make sure I keep that alive through this match. Moving on to the next one, the one that probably seems a little bit weird. I've got the Decidueye here. Now the Decidueye, I put Leaf Storm and Shadow Ball on here, and I've got the Yachi Berry for a specific reason. Urshifu is obviously Dark type, so I'm going to take a lot of damage from that thing, so I need to be careful. But Tapu Lele, we can use Shadow Ball and do a fair amount of damage. I did consider going for physical, but the main reason I've gone special is because Blastoise just flat goes down to a Leaf Storm. Does require me hitting a Leaf Storm, but it flat goes down. We've got Gengar, which obviously a Shadow Ball was going to be really solid against. We should hopefully live one hit from Gengar. I know it's a powerhouse, but you know, options. Shadow Ball for Dragonite. Realistically, I don't stay in against Dragonite, but if the worst comes to worst, I have to go Shadow Ball. Rhyperior, we've got Giga Drain there as well, and realistically, Giga Drain will just destroy Rhyperior, even if it's Assault Vest. 4 times effectiveness, it just absorbs up all that goodness, and I get some recovery. Blissey, I don't stay in against. I don't stay in against that one bit, but I have got multiple physical ones on my team that can deal with it. Jolteon, you know, I resist its stab, and it can't really hit much else. So it's a solid option to stay in with Decidueye, go for those Giga Drains, get some health recovery whilst it's Thunderbolting me. Magmortar we don't really stay in against, but I can Shadow Ball in the worst case scenario. And Lurantis, I think we can probably 1v1 it. So Decidueye I think works solidly here. The Yachi Berry is because of Blastoise. Now, I had to make a 50-50 decision here. Blastoise can have Dark Pulse, it can also have Ice Beam. I thought it's more likely to have Ice Beam and not Dark Pulse, because Ice Beam is obviously super effective against Decidueye and Zygarde. Dark Pulse is super effective against Decidueye and Galarian Slowking. So it could have both, but I have hedged my bets on the Yachi Berry because I don't know why. I just thought Ice Beam is maybe slightly more likely. It's more likely I bring Zygarde than Galarian Slowking. But yeah, I don't know really how to get around that. If it's not Shell Smashed, I can do a lot of damage to it. If it is Shell Smashed, it's gonna hurt me like a truck. Yeah. I've got max HP here because realistically I can live hits from everything except the Blastoise or the Urshifu. And I can't outspeed the Urshifu anyways, and the Magmortar is problematic, but you know, everything that I can stay in against, I'm not too worried about the damage output, and I've got this Giga Drain to get some health back. Defog to get rid of any hazards because Ferrothorn is there, you have to bring Defog with Ferrothorn. Like, Ferrothorn needs the hazard setup. Yeah, so next up, we've got a Urshifu Rapid Strike, and this is Choice Scarf, again, this week. Surging Strikes, because it does a lot of damage. I think it actually takes out Tapu Lele. Urshifu Single Strike, if it's not Scarfed, then I can just close combat it and just destroy it. If it is Scarfed, then it's probably faster than me and it's going to kill me. But actually, that being said, I've kind of got the win there because I don't know if it can one-hit KO me, whereas I know I can one-hit KO him. We've then got, obviously, Ferrothorn. Close combat is a really solid thing there. Power Whip is very dangerous, but, you know, if it got some chip damage on the Ferrothorn, I don't have to worry too much. Gengar could definitely come in on anticipated close combats, but Surging Strikes will do a lot of damage to it. Blastoise is a bit of a problem. Realistically, I can just click close combat a few times, but obviously I start losing my health and it can just freely Shell Smash at that point. Dragonite is a problem. I probably just U-turn out on Dragonite because I don't have anything to deal with it on this set. Rhyperia, I close combat realistically, or I U-turn out. Actually, Surging Strike's there. Surging Strike's is far better. But obviously, I think it'd be taking 2-hit KO anyways. Blissey, just close combat and it's gone. Jolteon is very, very scary. If Jolteon's scarfed, then I get put in a very awkward position here. So, yeah, Jolteon could be a problem, but again, Surging Strikes should take that out. Magmortar, Surging Strikes, and Lurantis, I went for the Poison Jab, just for the damage. Obviously, Tapu Lele as well, that's part of the reason why the Poison Jab is there, because it does super effective damage to it. And kind of, I was struggling to deal with the Tapu Lele, because it just kind of causes problems in general. But yeah, that's a Shifu. It's just causing damage. Hopefully, behind a Raw Rail, it will just destroy. But I might have to switch it in and out a few times to get into the right move. But I think Choice Scarf is definitely the real option for it this week. Yeah, so that is a Shifu. Next up, we have got Cloyster coming for the first time this season. And I've decided to go for Shell Smash Cloyster because actually it kind of works. Shell Smash Cloyster, +2 in attack, special attack and speed. I've got White Herb on here. I did consider King's Rock. White Herb just works better because I'd rather have my defense and deal with things like Shifu and Rhyperia a bit better than have the chance to flinch and go for chances, which is kind of a problematic thing with me because, you know. After a Shell Smash, I should outspeed everything on the team. I've gone for outspeeding Jolteon there. Icicle Spear just basically takes out the majority of the team here. It will take out the Tapu Lele. Ferrothorn, I think, even goes down to an Icicle Spear. Gengar, Liquidation will take it out. Blastoise is a bit of a problem, but I think 2 Icicle Spears do take it out, which is really fantastic. And in worst case scenario, I've got Explosion. So I can just explode on anything except the Gengar. If the Gengar's down, I'm afraid to just do a Shell Smash Explosion, and I don't often do that. But I think if the Blastoise is physical and there's no way of coming back from it, then I just explode. I should go boom. Just go boom on it, and it just dies. Dragonite, Icicle Spear is going to completely obliterate it. Rhyperia, Icicle Spear again. Liquidation actually is probably slightly better. Blissey, not really worried about. Jolteon goes down. Magmortar goes down to Liquidation. And Lurantis goes down to Icicle Spear. So realistically, Cloyster, with a little bit of chip damage on a few mons, just Shell Smashes and sweeps. The only kind of priority we've really got, and obviously Tapu Lele, if that comes, it gets rid of priority with Psychic Surge, so I might be able to factor that in. But priority, you've got Extreme Speed on Dragonite, which is physical. And in fact, I think most priority moves are physical. You've got Sucker Punch on a Shifu Single Strike. And you've got like Shadow Sneak on Gengar. Those are like the only 3 priority moves that I can see off the top of my head. Obviously, if the site, like, I don't think I'd go down because base 180 defense, absolutely huge. 1-hit KOing, especially on any of those attacks, because none of them are super effective against me, is very unlikely. Unless it's like double Dragon Dance, Dragonite or something. But yeah, that is my aim for this week. That is my aim for this week when it comes to winning. Cloyster is kind of my win con here, I think, with some chip damage. Late game, Cloyster just comes in, clicks Shell Smash. I might take some damage on it. The ideal thing to Shell Smash on would probably be Rhyperia. Rhyperia would be a good one to Shell Smash on. Magmortar definitely be a really solid one to Shell Smash on. Lurantis probably would even be a good one to Shell Smash on. Blissey as well, actually, would be pretty solid to click Shell Smash. It can't really do too much except for like Toxic. That's the one thing that could thwart this strategy is Toxic. So I do need to obviously be very, very cautious of that as well. But moving on to our final Pokemon, we've got Zygarde in here. Obviously Dragon Dancing, because Dragon Dancing Zygarde is the best kind of Zygarde. I did consider running Choice Scarf, but you know, I didn't. Lumberry, because of things like Toxic or even a Will-O-Wisp option, you know, don't really want to be dealing with that. So Lumberry on it, because I know I will just get annoyed and I'll just go down. I won't get annoyed, I'll just go down from like Toxic Poison, and I wouldn't be able to put in the work with Zygarde. So we've got Dragon Dance, get to a +1 ideally, that would allow me to outspeed the team. We've got 1000 Arrows, which hits a lot of the team really hard. Gengar goes down. Blastoise is again a problem. But if I've got rid of the Tapu Lele, which I've got Iron Tail for, I can just quite freely click Outrage, and Outrage just busts up basically everything on this team except for Rhyperior. Yeah, realistically, Zygarde is just going to do a lot to the opposing team, possibly as well. So I've got, hopefully, what is a really solid team. I've got a very offensive team this week. I haven't got much defense, but I've got next to no defense. I've got a Alolan Ninetales with Aurora Veil, but I haven't got much defense. So that is that. That is that, I suppose. But yeah, what do I expect is going to bring? A Shifu and Tapu Lele, 100%. Ferrothorn is very likely. Gengar is very likely. Blastoise, I think, is very likely. And then probably, like, Rhyperior I can see coming. But I can see almost any of this team coming. I think the only one that I don't see coming is Lurantis. Maybe Magmortar. But the rest of the team is very, very solid. So, you know, we can see those coming. But yeah, that's going to be all for today. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here, so have a good one, and I'll see you soon.